get this. We're diving into a video game today
Oh.
that's tackling AI taking our jobs.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
that's a pretty hot topic right now.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We've got this
Yeah.
press release about the Howling Mine. It's this new thing launching an Entropia universe,
Okay.
metaverse platform.
Uh-huh.
And get this, they're saying it's not just like an update to the game. It's like a whole new way to think about the digital economy.
Huh.
So I'm really interested to get your take on all this.
Yeah, sounds like a bold experiment.
Yeah, for sure.
So, where do we start?
Well, the mastermind behind it all is John Neverty Jacobs.
Mm,
He's an actor, filmmaker, and metaverse pioneer.
Neverty Jacobs. Oh, I think I've heard of him.
Yeah,
Wasn't he the one who, like, bought a virtual asteroid and sold it for a fortune?
that's him. 2005, he mortgaged his real-life house to buy a virtual asteroid in Entropia universe.
Wow.
Later, sold it for $635,000.
What?
Now he's back
Wow.
with his Howling Mine asteroid.
Okay, so what's the big deal about this Howling Mine? What is it exactly?
Okay, so picture a dangerous asteroid in the Entropia universe, right?
Mhm.
Filled with these super rare ores that you need to make teleportation technology.
Teleportation.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it launches December 2024.
Oh, wow.
But there's a pre-launch event happening now
Okay.
where players can compete to get the very first mining spaceships.
Oh, cool.
It's developed by Mindark, the company behind Entropia Universe.
Okay, so it sounds like a pretty standard, like, space mining setup so far.
Yeah.
What's so revolutionary about it?
So that's where it gets interesting, right?
Okay.
You're not just mining on some planet.
Yeah.
We're talking mining from spaceships, battling space pirates, and then using teleportation to jump between planets for different opportunities.
Okay, that does sound a little bit more dynamic than your average mining game,
Yeah,
but I'm still waiting to hear how it solves this AI taking jobs problem.
you're right. Okay, so it's all about these gamified jobs within the metaverse that Neverty has created, and they translate into real-world income for players.
Real world income.
Yeah. One example is hunting AI bots for profit.
Okay, so like turning the whole AI takeover fear on its head.
Exactly.
Interesting concept, turning a potential threat into like a source of income.
Yeah.
Seems to imply that humans and AI can coexist and even collaborate, but how exactly does that work?
Well, one of the key aspects of all this is what Neverty calls the conscription model.
Okay.
Players are actually paid to play.
Paid to play. Now that's very different than what we usually see.
Yeah.
Most games are like either pay to play up front or
Right.
free to play, which often involves spending money on items and stuff.
Right, right. Yeah, it's a really different model.
It raises some like interesting questions.
Yeah.
Does getting paid to play change how we view gaming? Does it become a job or does it remain a hobby?
Right, right.
How do you even draw the line?
It's blurry, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
It really challenges our traditional notions of work and leisure.
Uh-huh.
And I'm curious how Neverty is kind of navigating all of this new territory.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's a provocative idea.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear more about how Neverty sees this Howling Mine project
Yeah.
as like a solution to job displacement.
Well, he's not just trying to like automate jobs away.
Right.
He's actually using AI to create these new opportunities within the metaverse.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So like most AI initiatives that we hear about are all about,
Uh-huh.
automating tasks and replacing human workers.
Right.
But Entropia Universe is like focusing on
Yeah.
collaboration between humans and AI.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's like acknowledging that AI is here to stay.
Yeah.
Let's find a way to work with it, not just be replaced by it.
Yeah, it's a more optimistic and, dare I say, humane approach to
Right.
technological advancement.
Yeah.
Instead of fearing AI as a job killer,
Right.
they're embracing it as a potential job creator.
Yeah, and this goes beyond just a video game.
Right.
Neverty's basically proposing a new economic model for the digital age.
Wow.
It's like he's challenging the AI giants out there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Entropia Universe is tackling the future of work. Are you?
There's a real sense of ambition there.
Yeah, it feels very futuristic.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what we need.
Yeah.
Some bold ideas to address these big challenges.
I agree. It's refreshing to see someone taking such a radical approach.
Yeah.
What stands out to you the most about this Howling Mine project?
It's the audacity of it.
Yeah.
Neverty's not messing around with a small experiment.
Right.
He's aiming to create a solution that can actually scale to address a global problem. He's going all in on this.
That's a moonshot for sure.
Yeah.
But even if it doesn't completely solve the issue of job displacement,
Yeah.
it has the potential to
Yeah.
shift the conversation,
Totally. Yeah, I think so too.
force us to rethink our assumptions about work, the metaverse, and what the technology is capable of. It's pushing boundaries and sparking new ideas.
And that in itself is incredibly valuable.
Yeah,
It challenges us to reevaluate how we define work
right.
and what constitutes a legitimate career path in the future.
Yeah.
Think about it. Could playing video games actually become a legitimate career path in the future?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Imagine telling your parents or grandparents,
Yeah.
I'm a professional spaceship miner in the metaverse.
I'm sure they'd have a lot of questions.
So many questions.
Yeah.
But what if it becomes as commonplace as I'm a software developer or I'm a graphic designer?
It's not as far-fetched as it might seem.
Yeah.
I've already witnessed, like, the rise of professional gamers.
Right.
And esports.
Exactly.
So why not, like, professional metaverse miners or AI
Uh-huh.
bot hunters?
Yeah, exactly. It's a trend worth paying attention to for sure.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe we'll see you in Entropia universe someday,
Yeah.
mining alongside Neverty himself.
Now, that would be a deep dive worth taking.
We know, right? But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's
Right.
bring it back to
Yeah.
the Howling Mine and Neverty's vision
Okay.
for a new digital economy.
Right, he's really leaning into this idea of a conscription model,
Uh-huh.
where players are essentially recruited and paid to play.
Wow, that's
It's a fascinating contrast to the
Yeah.
typical
Yeah.
pay-to-play or free-to-play models we see
Yeah.
in most games.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it raises all sorts of questions about how we value time and skill
Mhm.
in a digital environment. Is it work? Is it play? Is it something entirely new?
Those are the big questions.
Yeah.
And I think Neverty's onto something here. You
Yeah.
know, he's recognizing that the line between work and leisure is becoming increasingly blurred,
Uh-huh.
especially in the metaverse.
Absolutely. And this blurring of lines presents both opportunities and challenges.
For sure. Like, on one hand, it opens up possibilities for people to earn a living doing things they enjoy.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it raises concerns about, like, exploitation and the potential for companies to take advantage of players.
Those are important points to consider.
Yeah.
We need to be mindful of the potential pitfalls
Yeah.
as we explore these new frontiers.
Right.
It's not just about creating fun and engaging experiences.
Right.
It's also about ensuring fairness, transparency, and sustainability in this new digital economy.
I totally agree. We can't just blindly embrace these new models
Yeah.
without considering the ethical implication.
Right.
We need to be thoughtful and critical about how we shape the future of work in the metaverse.
Exactly. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but that's what makes it so fascinating to explore.
And that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
To dive deep into these complex topics and try to make sense of it all.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So let's continue our exploration of the Howling Mine.
Okay.
And see what other insights we can uncover.
Yeah, it's really a brave new world we're stepping into.
Yeah.
And this Howling Mine project is like a glimpse into that future, you know?
I think Neverty is trying to address some very real anxieties that people have about the rapid advancements in AI. Instead of just focusing on potential threats,
Right.
he's actively exploring how AI can create new opportunities.
And it's not even just about creating jobs.
Right.
It's about redefining what work even means, you know?
Yeah.
Is it sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day? Or could it be about engaging in activities we find enjoyable and even fulfilling within these digital worlds?
Yeah, that's a fundamental shift in perspective, isn't it?
Totally.
Challenges us to rethink those traditional boundaries
Yeah.
between work and leisure.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes this Howling Mine project so compelling, is pushing those boundaries.
Yeah.
Sparking debate and forcing us to grapple with these really important questions about the future of work.
It's also important to acknowledge that this is still an experiment.
Oh, for sure.
There are bound to be challenges and unforeseen consequences along the way.
Oh, yeah. It would be naive to think that this is like
Right.
a silver bullet solution
Yeah.
to all of society's problems.
Yeah, totally.
But I think there's a lot we can learn from Neverty's approach.
Yeah.
Even if this specific project doesn't pan out exactly as planned, it could inspire others to think differently about how we integrate AI and the metaverse into our lives.
Absolutely. It's about experimentation,
Yeah.
iteration,
Yeah.
and constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Totally.
And that's something we should all be encouraging.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, what should they be thinking about after this deep dive?
Well, I think the most important thing is to keep an open mind.
Yeah.
The world is changing rapidly, and those lines between the physical and digital are like blurring.
Right.
We need to be willing to adapt,
Yeah.
to learn new skills, and to embrace new ways of working and living.
And maybe, just maybe, we'll all be spending our days mining asteroids and battling space pirates in the metaverse.
Wouldn't that be something?
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Howling Mine and the future of work in the metaverse.
It's been a pleasure.
It's a topic that's sure to keep evolving, so stay curious and keep exploring.
And remember, the future is what we make it.
Yeah,
So let's get out there and start building it.
absolutely. See you next time.